Summit Carbon Solutions said the more than 2,000-mile stretch of pipeline is on track to finish on time.
And during a tour of an ethanol facility in Onida today, representatives from Summit told Austin Goss that it's time for landowners to get on board with the pipeline.
Summit Carbon CEO Lee Blank says the company's $4.5 billion investment is good for the state and the globe.
The carbon intensity score around industry, not just ag, but industry in general, is going to be relevant moving forward. And as it becomes more relevant, either the penalties for not complying, I think, with a CI score of a certain level, is going to penalize an ethanol plant or any other manufacturing plant to the point where they won't be competitive. During
a tour event at the Ringneck Ethanol Energy Plant in Onida Tuesday, officials from Summit and the ethanol plant dismissed concerns about the safety of the pipeline.
It's not going to crack very easily. I mean, that's going to have to be something that would be pretty severe. It's not explosive, it's pressurized. So there would be a pressure release if something happened. But again, 5,000 miles of pipe in the U.S. today that's carrying carbon.
But the plant has been anything but accepted by many in the region. Last week, Summit Carbon Solutions filed lawsuits against dozens of landowners in South Dakota. Those property owners are fighting back against eminent domain, which allows the takeover of private property for public use.
I mean, certainly I understand. But again, I think it's bigger than, to me, it's just bigger than any one landowner. What I mentioned about what I believe it means for agriculture is why I believe it's worth the challenge to try and do that.
Summit says they have secured voluntary easements from about 45% of landowners along the proposed South Dakota route, which would continue its push through the state north through McPherson County. But for many ethanol plant owners, like Walter Wendland, the pipeline is more than just extra cash. It is a way to keep their business afloat in the event the federal government does crack down on carbon emissions.
They're talking about charging us for the carbon that we release. And if they start putting a carbon tax on, you know, it'll break us. I mean, because we emit a lot of carbon. So it's really important for us to be able to get that carbon sequestered to avoid any future tax on carbon.
Summit Carbon says they'd like to have the pipeline fully operational before the end of 2024. In Onida, I'm Austin Goss.